Good evening, everybody. Today we are going to talk about control of cell migration in tissue engineering. Previous class we saw how cell and cell ECM interaction takes place, and there I had told you that this interaction is one of the basis for movement of the cell through the ECM by interacting with both ECM as well as with the neighboring cell. So we are going to see how the cell migration process takes place. Cell migration, as you all know, is one of the important processes when we talk about any development or maintenance of a multicellular organism. And it also plays an important role in physiological functioning of the tissue as well as in certain pathological processes. And during organogenesis as well as during embryonic development, without cell migration, the development process will remain ineffective or incomplete. So it is necessary for the cells to move, and it is necessary for a tissue engineer to understand how this migration of the cell is actually taking place, because only when this process is understood while constructing an artificial tissue or a tissue engineered medical product, the scientist or the tissue engineer will be able to understand and recreate the same kind of interaction. So let us see what are the common features related to cell migration. Chemotaxis is generally the term which is used whenever we think about cell movement in a soluble concentration gradient, like we saw in second unit when we were talking about the movement of the cells, how to measure the movement of the cell. There we saw that when any chemoattractant is taken and when the concentration gradient is formed, the cells, they start moving towards the chemoattractant. That kind of movement is called as chemotaxis. But other than chemotaxis, there are other kinds of or other modes of cell migration which depends on various factors. For example, chemotaxis is usually found when we have a soluble concentration gradient being formed. And when an insoluble concentration gradient is formed, the movement of the cell is called as haptotaxis. And when the movement is due to an electric current, it is called as galvanotaxis. And when the movement is due to the surface topology, that is the morphology of the surface, in that case the concentration, the movement is called as contact guidance. And obviously when the movement is inhibited because of a neighboring contact, that is when the density of the cells are very high in such a way that whenever the cell is trying to move, it goes and hits the neighboring cell, that kind of movement or that kind of hindrance in the movement is called as contact inhibition. So let us see the biochemical process behind the movement of or the migration of the cell. Basically, the entire cell migration process is divided into 5-step process. The first step is called as protrusion of membrane lamellopodia. Lamellopodia is just like extension, finger-like extensions which are produced whenever the cell is trying to migrate in a particular direction. Second step is adhesion of the matrix, which is usually seen via integrin. This second step is what we studied in the previous class when we spoke about cell matrix interaction. And the third step in the cell migration is contraction of the cytoplasm, which is carried out by myosin based motors. And fourth step is rare release. Rare is at the back. Rare release is release of the attachment from the back and cell displacement. And finally, fifth process is remaining integrins, that are being recycled. Nothing is wasted. Whatever integrin was used for attachment of the cell to the ECM, when the release happens, when the fourth step, at the back, when the release happens, all the integrins which were involved in the attachment, they are absorbed into the cell and recycled. So here diagrammatically you can see this is the first step, where you can see that attachment of the extension of the lamellopodium is taking place. That is, it extends, it protrudes like a finger. And second step is binding of or addition of the cell to the matrix protein. Third step is, from the back the body contracts to the front. It comes to the front. And fourth step is, there will be release at the back. In the back portion, whatever attachment was there, that will be released. And finally, whatever integrins were used for attachment, they will be recycled again. And here is again another diagrammatic representation of the same process, more clear. This answer is complete only when you draw the diagram. So I would request you to learn this diagram, because here it clearly you can see the movement. So first step, you can see it is an initial resting cell. Then in the second step or second diagram, you can see elongation, where extension of the lamellopodia is taking place. All those red dots at the bottom are the integrins which are binding the cell to the extracellular matrix. And the third diagram shows the attachment, that is the addition of the cell to the ECM through integrin molecules. Then the next step is contraction of the cytoplasm. From the back it is contracting to the front, moving the body to the front. And next step is release of the lamellopodia from the rear, from behind. And finally recycling of the integrin again into the cell, so that it can be reused for the next cycle of movement. So this is how the entire process takes place. Explanation of each step. As I told you, the first step is protrusion of the membrane lamellopodia. Here the number of sites of the actin polymerization occurs in such a way that more number of actins are available when the extension of the lamellopodia is taking place. That extension will lead to binding of the lamellopodia to the ECM through actin polymerization process. Second step is addition to the matrix, which occurs via integrin. We have already learnt in the previous class that focal addition are the special type of junctions which are formed, which help in the joining of the cell, binding of the cell to the ECM, right? Third step is contraction of the cytoplasm, which is carried out by myosin based motors. Usually the fibroblasts are seen to produce a traction force against the substrate, which will help in pushing the cytoplasm to the front, so that the cell can move in a particular direction. And fourth step is release of the cell from the back, rear end, and this cell displacement occurs usually through a physical and an enzymatic process. Physical process is where the transmission of force through the matrix contact will take place in such a way that from the rear the tissue is released, the cell is released by breaking of the integrin. And enzymatic process requires intracellular calcium, which will help in ripping of the tissue or breaking of the integrin, right? And finally, whatever integrins were utilized here, they will be recycled through the process of endocytosis, and inside, once they come in, again they will be recycled and expressed on the surface, and they are now ready to go and attach and help the cell to move forward in the next cycle. So this is how the cell migration is taking place. There are many factors which can affect the cell migration. Usually the most important factor which is involved is the concentration of the ligand. Ligand is the surface molecule which help in binding of the cell to the ECM, and the more the number, faster will be the speed of movement. So here you can see the first diagram shows when the concentration of the ligand is very less. In that case, there will be no attachment, hence no movement. The second diagram you can see when the correct number of ligands are present, that will help in movement of the cell in a particular direction. Whereas in the third diagram you can see when the attachment is too high, when the number of ligand are too high, the attachment is so high that from the rear, that is at the back, the fourth step does not take place. The rear release does not take place. From the back, the release of the attachment does not take place. And if that release does not take place, the cell cannot move forward. So it cannot be too low, the interaction cannot be too high. It should be correct in such a way that the correct movement can take place. The explanation of the diagram, if you have not understood, please go through it for better understanding. With that, we complete cell migration. Thank you.